There was a moment. Maybe you remember it, maybe you don't. A day you left earlier than usual. A day you raised your voice. A day you cried on the floor and didn't expect anyone to notice. Your dog noticed. They didn't glance away. They didn't get pulled toward the smell of dinner cooking or the sound of a car passing outside. Something in their brain, in that exact second, flagged the moment as important. Worth keeping. Worth carrying forward. And what scientists have now discovered about what happens inside a dog's brain in those exact moments, how deeply it gets recorded, how long it stays, will change the way you look at your dog forever. Most owners assume their dog lives entirely in the present. Happy 1 minute, distracted the next, nothing sticking. But the science tells a completely different story. And once you hear it, you will never see your dog's behavior the same way again. 1. Your dog's memory is nothing like what you were told. 4 years, the common belief was simple. Dogs don't hold onto the past. They live in the now. Forget it and move on. That felt comforting. It also turned out to be wrong. In 2016, researchers at Budapest's Eötvös Loránd University, one of Europe's leading centers for animal cognition research, ran a series of experiments that quietly rewrote what we thought we knew. They tested dogs using something called episodic memory, the ability to recall not just what happened, but when and where it happened. The kind of memory that lets you close your eyes and replay a specific afternoon from 3 years ago. Scientists had long believed only humans had it in any meaningful depth. The dogs proved them wrong. They remembered. Not just trained commands. Not just patterns. Specific events. Specific moments. Recalled on demand, even when they hadn't been taught to expect a test. The setup was called the do as I do method. Owners performed an action, then asked their dog to repeat it. Nothing unusual there. But buried inside the test was a twist the dogs didn't see coming: a surprise recall, asked for out of nowhere, on actions they'd witnessed only once. They still pulled it from memory. Not because they expected to need it. Because it had already been filed away. The lead researcher, Claudia Fogazza, put it plainly. Dogs have a form of autobiographical memory. They are not just reacting to the world. They are storing it. And what they store first, what gets burned in deepest, is you. 2. Emotion is the ink their memory writes with. Remembering something is one thing. The question is, what makes a memory stick? In humans, the answer is emotion. The brain's memory center, the hippocampus, works in close connection with the amygdala, the part of the brain that processes feeling. The stronger the emotion attached to an event, the deeper and more permanently it gets recorded. Dogs share this exact same architecture, which means the moments your dog remembers most vividly are not the neutral ones. Not the average Tuesday walk or the routine feeding. The moments that stick are the charged ones. The ones soaked in feeling. The afternoon you sat on the kitchen floor and wept. Your dog pressed against you and didn't move. The day you came home after weeks away and they lost their mind at the door. The morning you left in a rush and forgot to say goodbye and they sat at the window for an hour afterward. The night you couldn't sleep and they climbed onto the bed uninvited, just to lie against your back until your breathing slowed. The argument that spilled into the hallway, voices raised, and they wedged themselves between two people they loved, refusing to leave. Each one lit up the same emotional circuitry that, in a human brain, would mark the birth of a memory you'd carry for life. These are not moments your dog simply experienced and moved past. These are moments their brain flagged, encoded, and kept. The science of emotional memory in animals tells us that a dog doesn't just sense your emotion in real time. They file it. They carry it forward. Every significant emotional moment between you and your dog is, in the most literal neurological sense, still with them. 3. The day you hurt them without knowing it. This is the part most owners don't expect. Not the dramatic moments. The quiet ones. A 2012 study published in the journal Animal Cognition examined how dogs respond to subtle shifts in human behavior: tone, posture, facial expression, the energy in a room. What it found was striking. Dogs don't just pick up on obvious signals. They are scanning you constantly, reading micro-expressions, detecting tension in your shoulders, sensing the change in your breathing before you've even spoken a word. They know before you show it. There's a deeper layer to this. A 2019 study published in Scientific Reports by researcher Anne-Sophie Sundman found that dogs and their owners' stress hormones rise and fall together over time, almost in sync. Live with someone long enough, and your dog's body starts running on the same emotional rhythm as yours. Not metaphorically, measurably, in their bloodstream. And here is what that means. The day you were short with them not because of anything they did, but because work was brutal and you were running on empty, they felt that. They read it in your face before you reached the door. The times you pushed them away gently when you were overwhelmed, they registered that too. This is not guilt. This is biology. Your dog was built to read you at a level no other creature in your life attempts. And everything they read goes in. If this is shifting something in you right now, hit like and subscribe. Everything on this channel is built around what science actually tells us about the inner lives of our dogs, not what we assume. 4. But here is what the science also says about forgiveness. A dog's memory is long. Their emotional recording is precise. And yet, research into canine stress responses and recovery patterns shows something that should stop you in your tracks. Dogs do not hold onto negative experiences the way humans do. We ruminate. We replay arguments at 2 a.m. We carry grievances forward like luggage. Dogs process and release. The same emotional architecture that lets them record deeply also allows them to let go if what follows the hurt is warmth, consistency, and presence. A 2019 study from the University of Helsinki found that dogs who experienced stressful events recovered their baseline emotional state significantly faster when their owner was present and calm. Your presence is their reset. The negative memory doesn't vanish. But what gets written over the top of it, the comfort, the routine, the hand on their side before sleep, that becomes the dominant story. Which means the dog at your feet right now, the one who has lived through every version of you, has not been cataloging your failures. They have been holding on to the moments you came back. 5. The proof is in how they sleep. Watch your dog dream sometime. The twitching paws. The soft, muffled barks. The eyes moving beneath closed lids. For a long time, people assumed this was nothing more than static, random neural noise with no real meaning. Sleep researchers studying mammals have found something else entirely. During deep sleep, the brain doesn't go quiet. It replays. It takes the events of the day and runs them back, strengthening the connections that matter most, the ones tagged as emotionally significant while awake. Researchers at Yavuz University, the same lab that uncovered episodic memory in dogs, have studied canine sleep spindles, the brief bursts of brain activity tied to learning and memory consolidation. Dogs who had stronger bonds with their owners showed distinct patterns during sleep, evidence that the relationship itself was being processed, reinforced, written deeper into memory while they rested. So when your dog twitches beside you at night, chasing something only they can see, there's a real possibility they're not chasing a rabbit. They might be replaying you. 6. What they never forget. Not once. Not ever. There is a category of memory that researchers believe sits differently in a dog's brain than everything else. Not the walks. Not the treats. Not the commands. The first time you chose them. The moment in the shelter, or the breeder's room, or the cardboard box on someone's porch when you reached down, and they realized this one is mine. That moment, neurologically and emotionally, is foundational. It sets the template for everything that comes after. How they attach. How they trust. How they interpret every interaction that follows. Dr. Brian Hare of Duke University's Canine Cognition Center, who has spent his career studying how dogs think and connect, has described the dog-human bond as one of the most sophisticated interspecies attachments in the natural world. It did not begin when they learned to sit. It began in that first moment of being chosen. And it never left. So on the days you wonder whether you've done enough, whether the rushed mornings and the long days and the moments you weren't fully present have added up to something your dog holds against you, they don't. What they hold is this: the day someone reached down. The warmth of a hand they decided to trust. A bond that their brain encodes not as a fact, but as a feeling, permanent, primary, and the closest thing to unconditional that biology allows. Your dog never forgot the day you did this. They never forgot the day you showed up. The day you stayed. The day you came back when you said you would. Every version of you they have ever seen, stressed, joyful, grieving, distracted, fully present, they kept all of it. And they chose you through every single one. So tonight, when they settle at your feet or press their head into your hand before sleep, know what that is. That is not habit. That is not instinct alone. That is a creature whose memory runs deep, whose emotional world is more complex than we ever gave them credit for, telling you in the only language they have: I remember. I stayed. You are the story I keep coming back to. If this video gave you something, a new way of seeing the dog beside you, do one thing before you go. Hit like. Drop a comment telling us one moment you think your dog never forgot. And subscribe, because understanding your dog at this level changes everything for both of you.